The Tome of the Dragon is a new legendary item found in the new Forgotten Realms book, Adventures in Faerun. GameMasters here, and what if I told you that the Tome of the Dragon wasn't actually a new item? In fact, it's been around since 1998 when it was introduced in the book Cult of the Dragon for Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Today, we are going to compare the two items and see exactly how different they are and what exactly has changed. First up is the AD&D version. The Tome of the Dragon from the past is described as containing all the theories, experiments, and conclusions of the author, the Cult of Dragons founder, Sam Master, regarding dragons, dracoliches, and the Cult of Dragons' role in becoming eventual rulers of all of Faerun. It goes on to explain that the tome also contains all of Sam Master's spells, as well as all necromantic spells from the player's handbook from that edition of D&D. But it also contains the how-to to create a dracolich, as well as how to create up amulets of draconic might. It is described precisely as being 14 inches tall by 10 inches wide by 6 inches thick, and has a red dragon's hide for a cover. Fair warning, should you pick it up and try to read it without casting Dispel Magic on it first, you gotta make a save throw versus Death Magic. Otherwise, the tome spits out a Dragon's Breath weapon at you. There is also a list of random effects that also befall one attempting to read the tome, all based on a different color of dragon and its breath weapon. For example, if the book spits at you lightning from a blue dragon, you'll take 4d8 plus 2 lightning damage. But your items can also become damaged. It is also rumored that there is a page within that, upon touching, has an unmarked enchantment. That if you are aware of that enchantment and you speak the activation word, it's going to dish out 3d8 points of damage to you, but that enchantment then allows you to breathe forth a Dragon's Breath weapon of your choice. Another rumor states that there is another page that is activated in a similar way that will let you cast the spell Teleport without error. If cast, the tome is left behind, but you are teleported to a remote location somewhere on the surface of Faerun, although that location is random and is chosen by the tome itself. Now, compare that to the new 5th edition version. What I like here is the mimicking of the original's artwork. You can see that the book is still propped up against a skull, and I think that's a cool touch. The 5th edition counterpart of the Tome of Dragon describes it as being bound in dragonhide, although it doesn't specify what type, but the image itself looks like to be that of a black dragon. What's interesting is that the description tells us that the original copies were made by worm speakers of the Cult of Dragon, which means that there's more than one of these out there. It also doesn't mention anything about Sam Master having penned it, nor does it mention anything about Sam Master at all. Like the original, it does state that within the book contains the secret ritual to transform a dragon or a dead dragon's body into a dracolich. It explains that the materials needed to create said dracolich, the body of a dragon, 80,000 gold pieces worth of supplies, which needs to also include a gem that is going to serve as an anchor point for the dragon spirit, and that the ritual lasts for 180 days, but you can shorten that if you have assistance. Upon completing the ritual, the tome explodes, dealing 12d6 necrotic damage to you and anyone that assisted you. It doesn't say you get a save, it just dishes out necrotic damage. Now, should this take you or anyone else to 0 hit points, you guys are going to all immediately reanimate as a zombie under the Dungeon Master's control. Assuming the ritual completes, the target then transforms into a dracolich. Should the dragon have been alive when the ritual was performed, its spirit then transfers to the gem. Should it have been a dead dragon to begin with, a random evil dragon spirit is pulled into the gem from the outer planes. The downside to all of this, regardless whether it was an alive or dead dragon that you did this dracolich conversion to, but the dracolich is under no obligation to help you, so it's just as likely to eat you or worse. But tell me, which version of the Tome of Dragons do you like better? The AD&D version or the 5th edition version? Or would you combine the two into something totally different and unique? Let me know down in the comments, and until next our paths cross, may you not find yourself in servitude to a Dracolich, especially one that you created.